Hi. If somebody had said to me a few years ago that within a period of about 2 years, I would become an entrepreneur and an author, I honestly would have thought they were a little crazy. Not because it wasn't possible, but because honestly, it really wasn't on my radar at that moment. I've always kind of known what I wanted. And thankfully, I grew up in a home where my parents, on a regular basis, pointed out to me my gifts, my talents, my strengths, things that I didn't necessarily feel aware of at the time, but they would draw my attention to it. I remember distinctly many, many times my mother particularly saying, you're really good at this. You need to think about this. I see how other people respond to you. I see how your friends come to you to talk to you about their relationships, what they're struggling with, and you help them. You need to really think about that. You're really good at that and you're natural at it. One of the gifts that allowed is for me to know my purpose very early on. And knowing that my purpose is to help people lead happier, healthier, more fulfilling lives allowed me to be very focused and very conscious about things like choosing my career, choosing what to major in college, choosing which job offers to take and which to pass. And it allowed me to also know when it was time to reinvent my life, to better reflect where I was at that time. And with that in mind, back earlier on, I knew that I had the rest of my life to be out there in my career, making money, doing what I love doing. But I only had a short period of time to have a family. And based on my doctor's urging as well, I chose to stay home and have my family and raise my children for a number of years. And I had a plan. I always knew that I was going to go back to work. I had too much to give. I had too much to offer. And even when I was at home during those years, I was still helping friends and family and friends of friends, helping them with their job searches, their career, their questions about those things. So I still did it whether I was paid or not. But I had a plan. And as we know, sometimes life is what happens to you when you've got other plans. My husband lost his job at the start of the economic downturn. And like many of you, um, that was a trigger event for me because while I had this plan and we were a couple years out from our youngest going to school. And so thankfully, the consulting company that I had worked for before called me back, and I did that for a while. But at the same time that my husband was trying to figure out what was next for him, I began this wheels turning deeply within me, really, really deep, to the point that I would wake up in the middle of the night and just have to start writing or typing on my computer for hours at a time. And it was a calling, it was an undeniable calling. And my intuition was telling me that I was being called to step into my purpose now in a much grander, massive scale than I had ever even considered doing. I had worked with thousands of people across the country in groups or one-on-one, but now I was being called to try to reach more people. And I think part of the reason I was feeling this calling is because I was seeing in my own household the stress and the anxiety that can come going from, for example, a four family with a one income to a no income, how stressful that can be and how much anxiety that can produce. But I was very aware that I am here for a reason. I know what that reason is. And having that vision for my life is what pulls me forward. Having a vision for your life helps you rise above any current circumstances and know that this too shall pass. And know that you have something pulling you forward through this. So it's a hope in your future. It's a trust that the things that are happening now in your life, the things that are happening around you are happening because they're part of you becoming who you need to be in that next step, in that next stage to get you towards your vision, to reach your potential. Though it's making you stronger. It's making you wiser. The other thing that I know is that when things like this happen, it's an opportunity. And so going through that stressful time in our lives, I realized, Chris, you know what? This is an opportunity because you can let the stress of the situation crush you, or you can let it make you stronger. And as a couple going through this together, and some of you may be in a relationship, but if you're going through it as a couple, and I've seen it many, many times over the years in my work with people, is that one person loses a job and the marriage is destroyed. And I will say it was very, very stressful. It was probably the most tested I ever felt that our marriage was. Thankfully, our marriage was very strong, but it definitely got tested. And I knew this was an opportunity, not only just for me, but an opportunity for us as a couple, and that we could let it crush us and crush our relationship, or it can let it make us stronger. And I am very, very thankful to say that it made it stronger. We're on the other side. It is stronger. We've made it through this, and we've made it through many things together. But it's hard and it's scary and you have doubts, and all of that is normal. But I am here to tell you that to a person, in the thousands of people I've worked with and just the millions of people I've met in my lifetime, I have never once met a person that does not have a very specific gift, talent, ability, and strength. And when you find that and you find your purpose, that will pull you forward, and it will pull you forward through anything. So if you haven't invested the time to know what that is, that's the inner work that is so important to your life. And I promise you, if you invest that time to figure out who you are, to figure out what you want your life to be about, how you want to express yourself in the world, to know when it's time to reinvent your life or your career or both to better reflect where you are in your life right now, all those decisions become easier. It becomes much more fun, because what I have found is that many, many people go through their careers and their lives in an unconscious way. They really don't know where they're going. And it's sort of like being in the ocean and you're in this boat and you have no oars. And so you listen to the people around you who say, oh, you should major in this, or oh, you should go do this, or you should go do that. Or it's the family business. It's the expectation you're going to take over the family business, or you're going to become a doctor. So there are all of these outside things, and you've never really taken the time to say, what do I want? What do I want to be able to get to the end of my life and look back and feel that I've done, and feel really, really good about that? No one can tell you what that is. No guru is going to come forward and say, I anoint you with this. This is what you need to do. Okay? This is an internal process. Yes, it is very helpful to go and work with people that have expertise in helping you discover that, but it is still your responsibility to figure out what that is. What do you want your life to be about? What do you want to represent your life to be? What impact do you want to have? And then to live in a very conscious way, making conscious decisions toward that. I promise you that if you do that, you will move away from the place of pain pushes until your vision pulls. Pain pushes until vision pulls you into your life in a much bigger way, a more satisfying way, a more fulfilling way than you ever imagined. Creating a life that you love requires you to know thyself. Spend that time. It is some of the best time you will ever spend. It is the most productive time. It will pay off in invaluable ways in your life. When you are happy in your life, those around you that share your life have the ability to be able to enjoy you at your best. If you're going and you're dreading work every Monday, and you live for the weekends, and you're only feeling alive 2 out of the 7 days of the week, please realize that it's affecting everyone else around you, not just you. It affects everything. And I believe that you deserve to be happy, to be healthy, and to be fulfilled in your life. And I'm determined that if you figure this out for yourself and you invest the time to do that, you will. You will be. And you will have the faith and the hope and the trust that no matter what life throws your way, you can rise above it because you have that vision pulling you forward. You need the clarity, you need that faith and that trust in the process, and you also need action. So in this message, it's not just having hope and faith and sitting on the couch and hoping that life is going to throw you everything you want. That's not the way it works. It's having that hope and faith and trust that allows you to have that inner courage and that inner strength to step into your life and take action to create the life you want. And so it's my mission to help as many people as I can, to pull all of this expertise and this experience and this training and try to share this message with as many people as I can. So if, as you've listened to this video, there is someone that comes to mind, either yourself or someone you love, someone you know, that could benefit from hearing this message and getting that sense that it's possible, that yes, it's possible to have the life you love, please share the link for this video with them. And if you really feel that, I also ask if you would just leave a comment below. There's a space there where you can leave a comment and just tell me what inspired you. Tell me what was helpful. You can also, if you choose to, vote for me in this project. This project is something that I felt called to do. It allows me to step into this process in a much bigger way. But most importantly, please just leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for your time. I feel honored to share this time with you. Thank you.